Join me as we delve into the mysteries of ancient Egypt. Together, we will uncover secrets that only the stones of antiquity can reveal. Be sure to subscribe to the channel to support this journey and help me create more captivating content for you. For millennia, people have gazed up in awe at the sheer size and magnificence of the Great Pyramid, wondering how such an enormous stone structure could have been constructed by human hands. Over time, the ravages of nature and greed have stripped away the pyramid's precious white casing stones, exposing the underlying core stones that give the structure its remarkable strength. The weathered blocks and their irregular horizontal spacing make it hard to deduce much about the pyramid's construction at first glance. Fortunately, in recent decades, technology has ushered in a new era of exploration, allowing us to examine the pyramids like never before. We're no longer limited to the low-resolution drone imagery or wide-angle photos that fill Egyptology textbooks. Now, anyone with an internet connection can find stunning, detailed images of the pyramids, satisfying their curiosity from anywhere in the world. A key innovation in this field is aerial drone photography, which provides breathtaking views of the structures from above. With drones, we can now appreciate the pyramids from various angles, even looking down from above to see the intricate design that is often missed from the ground. In the past, adventurous tourists were allowed to climb the Great Pyramid, but now that practice is forbidden and drone photography is the only way for the public to observe its summit. One of my favorite activities is to find exceptional images of the pyramid complex and simply sit back, allowing my eyes to wander over the details that are easy to overlook. These subtle clues can sometimes be deeply revealing, and I want to share that discovery process with you in this channel's premiere video. Let's take a look at a series of photographs taken directly above the apex of the Great Pyramid. This vantage point allows us to inspect the symmetry of the design more clearly, as any anomalies in the layout of the stones will stand out more prominently. As the images get closer, more details come into focus, and you can begin to appreciate the history etched into the limestone. The graffiti of travelers from thousands of years ago, the beveled edges of stones providing lateral stability, and the boreholes that may have anchored climbing equipment or been used in original scaffolding. These photos have been digitally enhanced to increase contrast, allowing us to discern each individual block at the peak more clearly. Additionally, the metal frame marking the pyramid's original apex has been removed to ensure it doesn't distract the eye. At the summit, there's one block that appears darker than the others, but I'm fairly certain this isn't because it's made of a different type of stone. Other photographs suggest the stone is simply stained, likely from fire or some other man-made cause. To date, I haven't encountered any historical accounts mentioning a rogue granite block at the top, but if anyone has further details on this, please share in the comments below. Now let's zoom out a bit to capture the entire summit. From this angle, we can inspect the entire top level, and I want to give you the opportunity to make a discovery for yourself. There's a hidden pattern in these stones that reveals much about the construction of the pyramid, and potentially even the entire monument. Can you spot the pattern? If you haven't figured it out yet, pause the video here, enlarge the image, and give it some thought. If you're still with me and haven't cracked it, here's a hint. Pay close attention to the orientation of each stone. Are they just a random arrangement of roughly squared blocks, or is there a deliberate pattern to their positioning? Still stumped? Here's a final clue. Take note of the difference between the outermost stones and those in the center. Alright, now it's time for the reveal. As you look at the flattened summit of the Great Pyramid, you'll notice that the perimeter stones are perfectly aligned with the monument's cardinal directions. However, the inner stones are not aligned so precisely. They show a subtle clockwise shift, with each block rotated by about 5 to 10 degrees. This pattern is clear when the stones are highlighted in different shades and their joints emphasized with yellow lines. Did you catch the pattern before I revealed it? Let me know in the comments if you saw it, or if something else stood out to you. What does this alignment tell us about the Great Pyramid's construction? Why would the inner stones be turned slightly clockwise? It suggests that when the central blocks were laid, the perimeter stones were covered by a spiraling ramp, and these inner stones were aligned to the ramp's angle, not the faces of the pyramid. Notice how the perfectly straight perimeter stones seem to deepen as they approach each corner, all in the same clockwise direction. The easiest way to align roughly squared blocks is from an edge, and the inner stones are aligned with the edge of a spiraling ramp, not the pyramid's outer faces. This provides compelling evidence that a spiral ramp was likely used at the top of the Great Pyramid. Any theory about the pyramid's construction should take this masonry design into account. Many pyramid construction theories have been proposed, but few match the evidence visible in these photos. While it's still unclear how many layers of the pyramid were built in this way, observing a building technique increases the likelihood of it being used elsewhere. In 1986, a famous microgravimetry study of the Great Pyramid suggested that there is a terraced-like density leading to the summit. Professor H.D.B. explored this data in depth in his 2011 book Imaging the Cheops Pyramid, concluding that more data is needed to confirm whether this suggests an internal ramp, as proposed by Jean-Pierre Houdin, or an external ramp system, as some theorists believe. I'm particularly intrigued by the idea that all the pyramids of the 4th dynasty were constructed in distinct stages, much like how the first true pyramid at Medum was built. The theory suggests that a core-stepped pyramid was constructed first, followed by the angular pyramid that was built over it. Evidence for this method can be seen in the Menkaure pyramid, the last major pyramid built at Giza. There, a large trench in the northern side reveals finely squared blocks behind the outer core, only slightly offset from a vertical alignment. This precision behind a rough fill layer suggests a multi-stage construction process. Many of the Queen's pyramids at Giza also display a stepped structure, though it remains unclear whether two of Menkaure's smaller pyramids were clad in white Tura limestone to form true pyramids. No casing stones have been found for these, and the typical explanation is that the work was left unfinished, a convenient excuse for many anomalies in the Menkaure complex. Interestingly, some historical authors once assumed the Great Pyramid was unfinished because of the missing top 8 meters of stone at its summit. Today, most researchers would likely disagree with that assessment, serving as a reminder that future discoveries might uncover clues that eluded us in the past. In closing, the most important takeaway from my examination of the summit blocks is that any credible construction theory for the Great Pyramid must account for the change in alignment between the inner core and the outer core blocks. Without this evidence, a theory shouldn't be taken seriously. There's still so much to learn about the pyramid's construction, and this evidence is a crucial clue in solving its mystery. Thank you for watching until the end. Please subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Feel free to like, comment, and above all ask your friends if they take their history for granted.